Good morning to you. We really appreciate your attention to our presentation. For introduction, we are group Victory from class of English 13 FTU. Our group contains 5 members: Đức Linh, Giang Sơn, Xuân Hiền, Ngọc Anh and me, Phan.
Before we had the workplace advantage, we had a very ordinary style of office with lots of fixed workstations.
They were, very grey in the cubicles, and everybody felt very siloed.
Room reservation was always difficult. Collaboration was very intentional. Otherwise, it was difficult to happen.
We wanted to make changes on the culture, just wanting to break paradigms. We are extremely excited about our new offices in Mexico. We call them the new way of work.
Now we have a really open, funky, free-moving space.
More free space, more conference room. People can get together naturally.
People can choose every day where and when and how they'd like to work in order to get the work done that they need to do.
When we move into this office, we're like, wow.
It really showcases collaboration, and I think that's just the magic that everybody sees when they come in. It showcases us as an innovative and futuristic company.
Collaboration is really important. This office is a collaboration spaces.
Before, people were very concerned about moving from offices to not only open plan but mobile space. We've been able to collaborate a lot better. It's brought the team much closer together.
It's lent an air of informality and cordiality to the team.
Fantastic environment. It's really conducive to meetings and collaboration. And I think that's been a really positive experience.
It's really nice to be able to get up to somebody else that you can see their head that they're working and just go ask them a quick question.
One of the biggest benefits can be just the morale boosting. You have, people you're working with around you all the time, so you can build a lot better bonds, I think, with your team.
It's really more akin to how we would live in our own homes. It works very, very fluidly and puts a whole new meaning on flexibility.
You'll notice there's seating everywhere, so if you like to sit, you can sit. If you like to stand and walk, you can walk and talk and move. And there's the space is designed for flow. It just ends up being fast, sort of creative, loose, and an easy way to build energy.
If you need to concentrate, you can do that. If you need to collaborate, you can do that. If you need to accidentally run into somebody else in an environment where you can have a quick chat, you can do that.
And they love the ability to show up our offices. It's like bringing somebody into your home and feeling like you've got a great place to show someone.
The workplace advantage is a great advantage for Microsoft, especially Japan, where we have at home a very small apartment, a living space, but if you come to the office, you have better space. Hey, this is it.
When we start bringing customers into this office, every single one of them say, can we have a floor plan of this office? And everyone was really excited to come here.
Our employees are using our technology in new and innovative ways, and they get to showcase that to customers and partners.
The building has been used as a show concept on how our technology needs to be used and how customers can evolve the way they work in our country.
You see Windows 7, Office, Link, in just a very integrated way, and that really sells the value of the complete Microsoft story to our customers.
It's fresh and it's attractive for young workers to come into the workplace. If they're looking for a company to work for, they can see Microsoft as a young, innovative company.
There's been a huge amount of customers visiting our office, not declining week over week, but actually increasing week over week because the customers are talking among themselves about our new office.
So it's a good feeling. I think that's really important for the business.
So we are more productive, we are more efficient, and we are happy.
Today, we are pleased to be here to talk about the world's largest personal computer software company, namely Microsoft, and its famous marketing strategy, which has been a failure. To any of us who has been using products of Microsoft, such as Microsoft Office at least one time, it is a wide knowledge that Microsoft Corporation and its software nowadays are one of the most recognized software tightest in history of computing. Microsoft, led by Bill Gates, one of the richest and most successful business manager, investor, programmer, inventor, and philanthropist in the world, is popularly known as a leading, strong, steady, developmental, and potential corporation. However, do you know the famous saying, "The grass on the other side is not always greener"? Bill Gates also had a lot of failures, and Windows Vista is an example. To make clear about this topic, we will divide our presentation into 4 main parts. Firstly, we will talk about the launch of Windows Vista. The second is some evidences of the failure of Windows Vista. The third is about the reasons of that failure. And last but not least, we will mention some conclusions for this famous marketing campaign. Now, let's get started.
Hello everyone, I am Linh. My full name is Linh. So, in the state of technology nowadays, when something is new, especially a new operating system such as Windows Vista, is going to be launched in few days after, do you feel excited and expected to find out what it is, how it works? Yes, so we all excited and expected to be experiencing it. So, do you know about the launch of Windows Vista in 2007? Nowadays, we talk about the launch of Windows Vista. My presentation is divided into 3 main parts. Part 1, we talk about the circumstances that led to the launch of Windows Vista. Part 2, we talk about the Windows Vista advertising campaign. And the final part, we talk about the comparative feature between Windows Vista and its predecessor, Windows XP. Okay, let us start. Firstly, about the circumstance that led to the launch of Windows Vista. As we know, Microsoft issued many Windows operating systems, and Windows Vista is one of them. They are MS-DOS, NT 3.1, Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows 2000, Windows XP. The development of technology makes our life easier and more convenient, and the operating system is also developed and promoted day after day. The development of Windows Vista occurred over the span of 5.5 years, from 2001 until November 2006. Windows XP is said that it faced the security problems, and everyone in the market hopes the new version Windows Vista will improve its next feature. And then we talk about the advertising campaign of Microsoft. Windows Vista was launched in the world first on January 29, 2007 by Bill Gates, the chairman of Microsoft University, and it released with Microsoft Office 2007. Microsoft kicked off its global television, web, out, home, and teacher advertising campaign, encouraging people to see the wow of Windows Vista. Microsoft had mobilized employees, including executives, engineers, developers, managers, directors, assistants, staffs, to spend the last day assisting people in retail stores across the United States. They produced many commercial videos about Windows Vista. Like, we compare some features between Windows Vista and its predecessor, Windows XP. Windows Vista is considered an operating system with many dramatic graphic enhancements to the interface that make the desktop more visually exciting and significantly easier to use than Windows XP. With simple and intuitive tools, users can easily create and share digital documents, photos, music, and videos, participate in digital communities, and play online and online games. User interface is redesigned better compared with Windows XP. That can increase productivity and ease of use. Windows Vista also delivers advanced in family safety that Windows XP doesn't have by empowering parents to better manage and monitor their children's PC and internet activities. In shortly, Windows Vista is smoother, faster, more graphic, more security, more productive, more powerful, more sufficient, more attractive than Windows XP. Yes, that is all we consider about the launch of Windows Vista. Do you like it? But in the fact that the marketing campaign of Microsoft failed. How it failed? We continue moving to the next part, the failure of evidence of Windows Vista. Let us go with Mr. Hiền. Now we go on.
Hi everyone, my name is Hiền. I'm very glad to be here to talk to you about the failure of Windows Vista. In the previous part, Mr. Linh introduced to us about the appearance of the Windows Vista. And to continue our presentation, now I will provide some evidence to help us understand more clearly. We will see how Windows Vista failed in the OS market. Okay, let's get started. As we know, Microsoft is the top corporation in the world about the manufacturing and trading software. Their products are always accepted and used by customers over the world. Their product is better, friendlier, smoother, cheaper, easier to use, more convenient and more multi-tasking than any their competitor in the software market. So the question is, have they ever failed? The answer is yes. Microsoft has ever failed when they expected so much about the Windows Vista, which considered to be the potential operating system, the future. Is it real? Yes. The evidence is a significant decline of Windows market share in the OS market, as well as Microsoft revenue when selling Windows Vista. You can see this is the chart of Microsoft revenue over year to understand more clearly. Look at the chart. We can see in 2006 the revenue of Microsoft was more $44 billion. In 2007, when Windows Vista was officially released, total revenue increased by 15% over 2006, and the operating income is approximately $18 billion, higher than previous year. There were 55 million licensed Vista copies sold in that year. Is it really successful? Is it really the successful strategy? Or no, not really that. So what's the problem? The problem is that Vista market share only account for 15% in the Windows market share, while Windows XP has the largest market share, more 90%. In 2008, the number of Vista also increased significantly, 180 million copies, and Microsoft revenue increased by 18% enough to affirm the success of Windows Vista. Why not? Before Vista was really biggest, has expected that in the second year the number of Vista copy and Vista copy began expected that in the second year the number of Vista copies show must be over 400 million copies, and it didn't happen. By 2009, we can see with the appearance of Windows 7 and the long domination of Windows XP, the number of Vista copies shown has decreased steadily. Only about 100 million copies shown in that year, and Vista market share has dropped to 10%. Currently, Microsoft continues to improve their products. The evidence is the appearance of Windows 8, isn't it? They stopped publishing and selling Windows Vista in 2012. So in 2013, we can see that the market share of Windows Vista only account for at least 5%. While Windows XP still account for more 50%. It is a failure of Windows Vista, isn't it? Customer had complained after using Windows Vista. They said that using Vista is more difficult, more complex, more unfavorable, more wasteful resources, slower and less flexible than any product of Windows. They said that it's the work wrong of Microsoft. There are many reasons why Windows Vista is not attractive and rejected. We will know more clearly through the presentation of Mr. Sơn. Thank you for listening.
Good. Hello everyone. My name is Nguyễn Giang Sơn from English 13 class. In the previous section, Mr. Hiền talked about the failure of Windows Vista in the market. And in this section, we will learn to answer the question, why did Windows Vista fail? Why did many people not use Windows Vista? We will learn 4 main reasons about product, price, charm, and promotion. Firstly, Windows Vista was a bad operating system. It broke too much stuff. It was not compatible with many software and hardware in the market. The compatibility was too low. Many people decried Windows Vista that it was too slow, too heavy, too vexation, too bulky, ineffective, usually crashes. How do you feel if our computer is in such situations? I'm sure that we will feel very annoyed. Therefore, we could confirm that Windows Vista was a failed product of Microsoft. Secondly, the failure in product made Windows Vista became more expensive than usual. Many technology experts calculated that to install Windows Vista, almost computer at that time had to be upgraded hardware such as CPU, RAM, or hard drive, essential. And the cost to upgrade was equal the cost to buy Windows Vista. That means customer had to take a double amount to install Windows Vista. Do you want to lose a large amount of money to own a bad product? I'm sure that the answer is no. So, many people didn't want to upgrade their computer just to install a new operating system. And they decided to continue to use Windows XP instead of Windows Vista. Thirdly, Windows XP had been very successful. Windows XP was released in 2001 and it still exists until now. At the time Windows Vista was released in 2007, there were about 800 million computers use Windows XP. That means Windows XP was present in most countries, businesses, offices, schools, families, internet stores. At that time, Windows XP accounted for 90% market in OS market. It was difficult to persuade customers to use Windows Vista unless it had outstanding points. The success of Windows XP made Windows Vista fail in market penetration. Another reason of Windows Vista failure was that Microsoft's promotion was very bad. The advertising for Windows Vista had not mentioned many outstanding advantages of this operating system. And instead, Microsoft was so focused in the security of Windows Vista. Technology experts call Windows Vista as a super secure OS. The mistake is that Microsoft has overestimated an advantage that is minimum requirement of an operating system. So, the customer didn't see many new features in this OS and they didn't welcome Windows Vista. In summary, Windows Vista was the biggest failure marketing of Microsoft.
To sum up, Windows Vista is an operating system released in several variations developed by Microsoft for use on personal computers, including home and business laptops and media center PCs. Having been launched with many hopes and promises, Windows Vista has neither come to a full swing nor got the opportunity to do so. Vista's reputation is largely ruined. Indirectly, Microsoft tries to make a better privilege for Windows Vista with new apps, a TV. In fact, the IT departments will ignore Windows Vista and it won't change in the future either. And for over a year now, many people have watched Microsoft's Vista get bashed around by being called a tech disappointment. Even though Microsoft has sold a great deal of Vista licenses, the OS is continually getting a raw review. Some are due to OS partiality, some are due to poor ignorance, and others come from an inability to recognize that Windows is going paradigm for the OS is and should be always changing, always striving to be better. Windows Vista is a failure as an operating system, isn't it? No, I feel that Windows Vista is a marketing disappointment, not an operating system failure. Microsoft had too little actions to make it the evolution of the operating system to really educate consumers on what the new features are and where they are headed. All you had about it is just a great deal of noise about the security functions in Vista. Let's imagine. Would you go to buy a new car just because a lock on it are better than the one in your garage? The answer definitely is no. You should just do anything to improve the security of the car you own already. So, Windows Vista is similarly the Microsoft biggest failure in field of marketing. My presentation will finish here. Do you have any questions? Thanks for listening.